gamers!
Hello, welcome.
This is Killer Keemstar. Let's get right into the news. Copyright word. Sorry guys, I just got us demonetized. I'm so sorry.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the Nerd Legion. Welcome to the Legion.
Yeah, welcome to the Nerd Legion. I'm Josh.
I'm Jose.
I'm Nathan.
Okay, we got some tea we got to spill, some juice we got to sip, some I don't know, whatever kind of drink metaphors you guys can think of, but I would like to start things off by saying, what the hell is going on with Disney within the past 6 months? Because I'm not sure if you guys all know, but Bob Iger has been replaced by another Bob. And no, we're not talking Bob the Builder. We're literally talking Bob Chapek or something like that. I can't pronounce his last name right. How do you guys say his name?
Bob Chapek, I think.
Chapek. Yeah. Yeah. It's like Alex Trebek, but it's like Bob Chapek. Yeah. Yeah.
How long was the other Bob there for?
So
Bob Iger was there for years and years.
I think he was there since 2012, so it's like almost a decade. So
Bob Iger.
Yeah, so that's interesting because I'm not quite sure if you guys have been aware of what but there has been reconstructing of the system that's been put in place for Disney to make movies and TV shows under the Disney brand, right? So here are the things that represented Disney and how they got themselves several $1 trillion later. Okay? So first thing,
sorry, Josh.
Yeah.
Bob Iger became the CEO of Disney in 2005.
Oh, so it's 16. Oh, so it's 16 years. Okay, so I stand corrected. But yeah. So back when when Bob Iger became CEO of Disney, right? He had a certain he decided to throw in some little changes that made Disney as successful as it is today. So the changes that they made were let the creators have their control on whatever they want to do and let them lead. Take out all unnecessary management. And then just make it simple and straightforward, and then pass it off to the right executives for the job, right? And then if things and if the creators have no idea where to go to next, they will pass the mic off to Alan Horn, where he will handle the rest of the stuff, right? So that's another thing. And then when Bob Iger was still when he was in charge at the time. But when they're going through the transition period, then all of a sudden, everything that was built up for 15, 16 years has now been ripped apart within 6 months, thanks to Bob Chapek. So I'm sorry if I keep pronouncing his name wrong.
What is his plan? If he's going this way, every leader has a new image, right? So what's his image for Disney?
Okay, so basically, he single-handedly is restructuring everything to make Disney go backwards. And I'm not saying this literally as an opinion, this is just straight-up facts. Because the one thing that made Disney get themselves trillions and trillions of dollars later was because of Bob Iger giving the creators free range to make them do whatever the hell they want. Now, you want to know what they did? Bob Chapek, or you know what? I'm gonna keep butchering
Bob
his last
Chapek.
name. I'm just Chapek. I'm just gonna call him Bob C. Okay, there's Bob I, and then there's Bob C.
The straight disrespect to his name.
Shut up. Anyways, so yeah, Bob C. Was like, you know what? The creators, you don't get the final say. I'm gonna pass the mic off to Kieran Daniels. Yeah, you want to know what his position was? He was a position in the consumers department, in the consumers marketing, And Bob C decided to promote him to be executive chair in that department. So he gets to oversee everything and all Disney brand products. That includes Marvel, that includes Disney animated films, that includes Pixar, that includes Disney Plus, that includes Star Wars. They're overseeing, thanks to him, he's overseeing everything, and none of the co-creators or the original creators of their babies or their products to let them do whatever they want anymore. So now this is where things are starting to get a little bit bad because there's some Disney sources now like, keep in mind, I'm getting this information from like a YouTube channel called John Capia, right? Like he is a famous movie critic. Like he has his own podcast stream, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. So there's a plug into him. Please check his stuff out. He's really good. He knows exactly what he's talking about. But the way that I've like as I was watching his video this morning about Disney single-handedly destroying themselves, he pointed out all the flaws that like every single thing that Bob Iger made Disney get so much money and trillions of dollars later, now all of a sudden is slowly going backwards. Starting with the co-creators and the owners of their products now being handed off to a consumer guy who is literally just probably going to do whatever Bob C says. So you may think it's a new. So you may think it's someone like oh, it's a new face, and this is something to like, he can promote himself and prove that he is worthy of that title. When you have your own people that work at Disney saying that things are starting to get a little convoluted, that's when you gotta think to yourself like, oh shit, this is not gonna go well. So all I gotta say to this is that as someone who has project managed a short film, someone who's project managed a online series, someone who's project managed various different tiny products that are not really up to the big standard corporation. But what I've learned from those experiences is that if you are in charge of a project or a film or something, right? This is where you have to let the creators express their vision. Because if you take away the vision, all the, basically, it's now like hijacking. The corporations will let them, do whatever they want. Look at Warner Brothers on DC, on the Snyderverse. Zack Snyder, he was being tortured by making Justice League. Yes, he claimed he was having a good time, but we all know that, the whole mess was a shit show.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Yeah, behind the scenes. Look at how much all that tea that was spreading, Jose. Look at how much tea that was spreading over that. You were probably thinking to yourself, what the fuck is going on with this?
Yeah, if you guys look back to one of the previous podcasts, we did talk about, and we ranted about DC and the power and the struggle, the stupidity behind the scenes of what they're doing. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So when you look at the behind the scenes of a film set, imagine what is going on behind the scenes of the Disney executives in the boardroom of their new CEO. So far, not so good signs. I see too many red flags already. And I know they're in a transition period, but all it takes for them is that, okay, you know what? We really don't want him here. Bob Iger, please renew your contract for another 5 years. They can still do that. They're still in the transition phase. Correct me if I'm wrong. If not, then it's a lost cause. However, I will say to Bob C from as a business standpoint, why do you think Disney has made trillions and trillions of dollars for letting creators give free range to do whatever they want? If you take away from that, guess how much money that they're going to lose? Imagine what's going to happen to Marvel if Kevin Feige doesn't have free range. He's going to separate himself from Disney. Game over.
See, it's if we look at Bob Iger, right? I looked up an interview. This guy, and I encourage you, for anybody listening, to look him up. This guy's business sense, and the way that he came up into Disney I thought it was one of the coolest things. I think he claimed, guys, actually, he went through a program similar to ours. He went to TV broadcasting as well.
Yeah.
And he climbed up the ranks from being a cameraman to a director to then the president of another company that Disney bought at the time. And then he was moved over to Disney, and then he climbed up Disney and then becoming the CEO. Like, I mean, Bob Iger and his portfolio as a businessman is very impressive.
Oh
Right?
yeah,
So,
it is.
and I honestly, I mean, I totally forgot about this guy. I should have been looking him up and or bought books. I don't know. Just because personally, I feel like there's some things that could be lesson learned from this guy. In that because he's smart. He's really really business smart, and I don't think he had the education to be business smart, but he learned it through climbing the ranks and through the connections that he made. Right.
He learned
Um,
a lot. He learned a lot from former CEO Michael Eisner.
Yeah, and honestly, within his reign of being CEO chairman, I mean, I just looked up the first Iron Man movie. I think what was it? It was Hulk, the Hulk movie. That was like the first one that came out to theaters. That really was then the hint to the extended universe that we have now. And then it was Iron Man 2008, the first one. So
Yeah,
like
Iron
in
Man
his
was really the one that kickstarted it.
yeah, no, it definitely did. And the thing is, and it, like looking at this whole reign of what Marvel is today. Now there's Star Wars with Disney. Like now there's 20th Century Fox. Like this whole decade and more with Bob Iger. I feel like and what he's done for the company amongst with I mean, giving credit towards the people that he's hired and are below him as well, helping the company grow. Like it's amazing. And to your point, Josh, is probably because he knew exactly where to go with it.
Oh, 100%. And especially where, if you think of it like this, there became a point where actually the Marvel Cinematic Universe could have ended literally before Civil War started. Because, not sure if you know about this, but back before when Civil War was in pre-production, Ike Perlmutter, who was like the current CEO of Marvel, said to Kevin Feige saying, we don't want Iron Man in there.
Yeah.
Why? Because he takes out a lot of money out of Marvel's pockets. Because he's a cheapskate. Like, if this is why, like, Marvel will never get anything, like, this is why Marvel will never get farther in life if they have a CEO that just doesn't want to take risks. When they know from past tense that all
Yes.
the all Marvel
Yeah.
movies that had Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, they made them billions of dollars. So it's literally like like it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So that was so then when that was going on, Bob Iger, who was the CEO at that time, he had a dinner with Ike Perlmutter saying, Ike, you're making Feige really ill, and I will not tolerate this anymore. If you don't give him what he wants, there's gonna be some changes made to the company. So that's when he took over and decided to be like, okay, you know what? Kevin Feige's not gonna report to you anymore. He's gonna report down to Alan Horn. That was a beautiful executive decision because now Feige doesn't have to worry about all the advertising and marketing stuff with Ike Perlmutter because now all the entertainment stuff is now under the Marvel brand. So Bob Iger decided to split them up so that way Marvel, the company, can just focus on the advertisement and toy sales,
Which is what it should
while
be.
Kevin Feige can just focus on the movie and TV series now, which is, yeah. So that's a genius executive decision on their part, and look at where they're at now. Billions and billions of dollars later. So what's going to happen when Bob C makes changes to that?
See, the thing is, like looking at the age, Bob Iger is 70, and Bob C is 60. So we're looking at and approximately with every chairman, it looks like approximately about 10 years. Being the CEO would be what we're going to be looking at. So we're going to be stuck with Bob C for probably a good 10 years, and that's and if you don't like him now, Josh, I'm sorry, but like
Probably not gonna.
Oh, like I'm not saying I don't like him.
but like to what I'm thinking and what I'm here like now I'm curious if he's doing everything that you're saying. Now I'm curious to what he's going to be doing for the next year. Actually, these next few years, couple years is important because let's see what he does because this is going to be because with every chairman, I'm sure they're. I mean, to pass it on to somebody else to vote for somebody, I'm sure they're looking at somebody who has possibly fresh ideas. So I wonder, what did Bob Iger? I'm sure it was put to a vote, but what did Bob Iger see in Bob C? To say, I honestly, like, I can see that you're going to take care of this company. I wonder what he saw in him. That's what I'm wondering about now.
Right. Well, like then again, we don't know what's going on in the Disney boardrooms, other than the fact that so some of those Disney executives had some interviews with some of the people, and they
Yeah.
they felt open enough to discuss what is going on, but not leak out specific details. Basically, they're saying, yeah, things are going to be a lot of changing, and we don't like it. So that's already a red flag, and they know that. So if their own executive team is basically
Yeah.
spelling out,
Yeah, that's a problem.
you guys are going to
Why
like
do
this.
they need to make all these
That's a problem.
changes, like having Bob Chapek or whoever, right, have final say when they were having success left and right with the studio executives like Kevin Feige making those decisions? Disney stands to make money either way, so why does it matter if the CEO has final say or not? It shouldn't matter.
No, it shouldn't matter.
Well, yeah, like he does have final say. I'm just saying that he passed the mic off to Kiriam Daniel, who used to work in consumer products, is now the head executive of all overseeing Marvel properties, Disney animation properties, Pixar properties. He gets to decide what he wants to do, not the creators. That's what pissed a lot of people off.
And that's a bummer because it's been clearly working. Sorry, just to go back a little bit, just to hear about his credentials. So Bob C, did you say he was in marketing? Is that where he was from?
No. Kiriam Daniels used to work in consumer products
With what?
and marketing.
Okay. So where did Bob C come from?
Bob C, I think...
I'm sure you already. I mean, I think you said it already. I do apologize. I just wanted to go back to his credentials a little bit. I wanted to make a point, but yeah, what's his?
So you see, I got to do research on Kiriam, but I didn't get a chance to look at Bob Chapek himself. I finally had the Wikipedia, so I could actually just check him up. But yeah, so originally,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
okay, so he used to be the president in consumer products,
Okay.
which makes a lot of sense. So if he's just come from consumers to all of a sudden executives, I guess we all know where his focus is the sales. If people like certain characters, they'll be like, that's it, promote the character, just keep promoting the character, that's it. If they love Iron Man, go all in on it, milk the cow as much as you can.
The udder's the udder's dry. Keep milking. It must come.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh, you guys.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it definitely makes sense that he was the
No, but
consumer products and whatnot. Now he's the CEO, so now he is making decisions based on. Now I can't even say that it's what the consumer wants because if he's making all those decisions, and the studio executives aren't, the creative people aren't, then it's not really for the consumer, is it?
Yeah.
It's just dressed that way.
Yeah.
It's like putting a nice curtain over a broken window.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked about his credentials was this. Real quick, it was, I guess I immediately thought about the new CEO of DC. Her credentials, I just want to mention that her credentials are social media based, and based on how life is right now with COVID and whatnot, and we're all staying in. Everything is media based right now. So I was just thinking in my mind, if Bob C has some media base, but he has marketing. You said so. It makes sense, especially for today's market. I think maybe that's what everybody's looking at is if they can look to the future of social media. base on current times. But
Yeah, like there is a way to like work using social media and like try to get your ads and your promotions
yeah,
out through a certain way. That has been working effectively since this became a thing. So it really they really shouldn't be focusing on ad promotions or social media hashtags or any of that just so they can get some revenue coming in. There is more to like promoting your product than just going all in advertisement on social media. Like you can just go all in, like milk out the advertisement as much as you can, but by the end of the day, if the product's not good, the product like doesn't help the advertisement that
Yeah.
much. Because at the end of the day, it could be considered deceitful. So
oh boy. Well, we'll see. Like, I mean, I will see what happens because the biggest thing is that if he's gonna be the final say on the stories, then I oh gosh, um, because it has to go hand in hand. Marketing and then the work behind the scenes has to go hand in hand. Like, you can't market and say it's a good product and it turns out to be a crap product. You know?
yeah, because look at Suicide Squad for example, back in 2016. David Ayer originally had control. Correct me if I'm wrong. But then after the first screening, the Warner Brother executives be like, "Nope, nope, you gotta change this. You gotta go in there. You gotta make it more, little more uplifting. A certain thing. You gotta like change the crunch time down to a little bit." It made David Ayer not feel as passionate to make the film anymore. So now it just felt like you could tell after you watched Suicide Squad that you knew that this wasn't David Ayer's vision.
No.
And that's what's sad. And I always kept telling myself that, like, would I ever want to make a film or, like, would I ever want it to be out in the field where I don't have say in my own product? Like, how depressing would that be?
Extremely depressing.
Extremely.
So,
See, the thing is, like, for what to your point, what David Ayer, uh, I think when it goes to show when somebody else doesn't have the heart to look at somebody else's project and really see the effort or see where they're going, then because all they think is their image and what it should be, then that's where two creatives clash. Like, um, sorry to bring it back real quick, but Zack Snyder, when he was making, the Justice League movie, he passed it on to Joss Whedon. Now you look at those movies side by side, you can see that the editing was rushed. You can see that there was a lot of scenes that there was a whole scene. I don't know if you guys saw it, where Flash was he saw the debris of like rubble going on top of the citizens, and he went to go and block it. Like he went like super speed and he blocked all the rubble coming from above, and the editing team finished it way before Zack Snyder left. But as soon as Joss Whedon came in and then the editing team's like, look, like we finished it. Look how cool this is. Joss Whedon was like, no, people won't get it, and so he scrapped it. And now, finding out about this, we look at him being like, he's what's not to get? He's fast. So like, I mean, why would you scrap that idea?
I think that goes without saying that the Flash is fast,
Exactly. So like for that moment, like because it's so cool. Like that moment of because it was like ping pong balls and it's sound effects, and you can see like the Flash like bouncing back and forth and moving the rubble real quick.
Was that restored in the Snyder Cut?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
I figured it would have been. I just thought I'd ask. Because I haven't watched it, so.
If you guys watch it, you'll see the scene that I'm talking about. It's so cool, and I honestly, it doesn't make sense of why Joss Whedon took it away. But just another example why, like other people that are not the creatives that are working on their image, how different somebody can ruin a film. It doesn't matter.
No, I know why Joss Whedon cut it. I know why he cut it.
Why?
Because he's a prick.
Oh yeah, yeah. Definitely. It's definitely crazy, man. But it's
Joss Whedon. You got to remember, this is the same man who did Age of Ultron, right? And wanted Vision to have genitalia when he first
Wait,
appeared.
what?
Wait, no way. Are you kidding?
Yep. Yeah,
For real?
for real.
Uh,
Yeah, it was during development of the character for the movie. He of course like changed his mind after seeing like some of the results. But was like, yeah, no. But initially he was like very adamant about like we need to see that. It's like, why?
Oh man. You know, it's funny. Okay, you guys seen How I Met Your Mother, right? Okay,
No,
there's this. Oh no, you haven't seen. Okay, well,
I
there's.
haven't
I'll
watched
spoil
it,
this.
but I know of it. That's fine. Yeah.
There's this one scene. You just saying that just reminded me of this one scene. There was a scene that Ted Mosby was working for an architect firm, and then his boss was so like intrigued with the male genitalia. Like he would put it towards like making it for every building, every skyscraper, making it look like it was a huge, dong with shrubs underneath, and it was so gross, bro. Like the way they described it was so weird. So that's what I just picture you saying about Joss Sweden. Like it was just,
oh my gosh.
yeah,
What the fuck?
Yeah.
it's so weird.
Oh, jeez.
Well, like, I can only imagine,
It's
like,
yeah.
okay, imagine Vision having balls.
Jesus.
I don't think Disney would have stood for
I don't
it.
want
To
to.
be
I don't want
complete-
to imagine that.
To be completely honest with you, I think Disney would have taken one look at that and be like, can't have that in the movie.
Oh, I bet Wanda would have been like, okay.
He's hung.
Okay.
Okay.
But yeah. Side note though, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with like if Joss Whedon were to make like very odd decisions that probably would probably make some filmmakers a little bit wary of him now, especially when like more news of him like got out on like what happened with his directing or finishing up Justice League.
Yeah.
So that's when you got to realize, I think, like, okay, when you look at past experiences, yes, they have the resume, but you also got to look, are they able to replicate what they did in previous films? With Joss Whedon, when they did Avengers and did
Yeah.
Avengers: Age of Ultron, it's not as good.
No.
Now, when you see Avengers: Age of Ultron compared to Justice League, or should I call it Justice League, that's when you're like, well, shit, it gets worse and worse. So that kind of like terrifies me to know that if you don't have like a set vision of how you want it to go and things abruptly change, like it all falls apart. You can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Let's hope for the future. Like I mean, it's let's hope for the future. Maybe like it's scary to think about new ideas and new things. Let's see what this guy does. I mean, clear like in the end of the day, if it's all about the money and the sales and whatnot, right? Part of that there has to be a level of pleasing the audience, I guess, right? So, but the thing is, like, it really shows with a company that when they don't, when they ignore the numbers in the end of the day, then they're screwed. And Warner Brothers is doing that right now, unfortunately. So
Just to say what you're saying about it's easy to be scared of new ideas. It's like, what do you think Disney does all the time?
I know.
Clearly scared of new ideas. Like, no, we can't have new ideas here.
Clearly.
Let's just rehash the same ideas over and over again because they make money.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah! Like they brought back the live action of movies.
Right? Let's remake the Star Wars original trilogy in a worse way. Just make them look visually better, but have the stories suck in comparison.
What are you gonna say, Josh? Sorry.
Oh no, like I was gonna say, like imagine like they redoing Cinderella for a fourth time.
Don't give them any ideas.
Oh wait.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, too late. They already did it. They're already making a fourth one.
Too late. It's out there.
No. Like I was scrolling through some like movie posters, and there is another Cinderella poster, and it's like not a sequel one. It is a remake.
But they already have one.
Is it Disney though? Because it might be another studio.
Oh, never mind. But
That's true.
But still, like I'm just saying, just imagine if they did it for a time.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be completely honest with you. They're doing a sequel to the 2019 Aladdin.
Oh well, that's interesting. And I remember back when they did decide to make sequels for the VHS covers. And I know Aladdin was like probably one of the only few Disney movies at that time that had like 3 films. And the second one was kind of like but the third one was actually probably just as good as the original. So if the
It was all right. I know what you're talking about. The Return of Jafar was one of the first Disney direct-to-video sequels.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
That was
just
the
kind
second
of
one?
it wasn't just kind of meh. It was actually kind of bad. The third film, Aladdin, the King of Thieves, was the one that actually wasn't all that bad. It wasn't the greatest.
I love that movie.
But it was all right.
His father comes back and he's a thief, and it's like, oh, it runs in the family. It's hereditary.
If they make that as a sequel, I hope they do it right because the story had the right idea. Like,
oh yeah,
like, honestly, they had that right idea. Mm-hmm. I just think like the story felt rushed. But
yeah.
Well, I mean,
in regards to the 2019 Aladdin, though, sorry, I really felt like that film, and this is true of a lot of the, like pretty much all the Disney remakes, is that they piggyback all off of the older films. All they're doing really is just reshooting the entire film and giving us none of like the proper character development. Like in regards to Aladdin, the 2019 version has Aladdin and Jasmine already, like they've already met up, and there's none of that build up. We don't get to know the characters separately, so they're using the skeleton of the original animated feature and our familiarity with the characters to establish their connection, when the film itself should be establishing the connection, not the film that came before it.
Interesting. Like you're saying that like they didn't come up with any new ideas like Lion King. Like Lion King was a copy and paste of the original, just animated.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean there was. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It was like the original is animated and so is the remake. There's people that argue and say no, it's live action. It's like, no, it's animated. It's literally animation. They didn't shoot real lions for the film. You can't. You're not gonna be able to get close enough to real lions. They're lions.
Just imagine they actually filmed The Lion King and using real lions. Because I know a past film that actually used real lions. I forget the name of it, but there was a few crew members that died, and a lot of them went to the hospital by the end of it. So if they were to do that,
oh my God, stop.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah, it's a liability at that point.
Oh, for sure.
Can I just say too that on the subject of Disney, like being a studio that's afraid of new ideas, The Rise of Skywalker ripped off Endgame.
No, it did not.
Like majorly.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did.
How?
And you want to know how?
How?
Okay, so you know the scene in Endgame where Tony has the stones right after Thanos like snaps and says, "I am inevitable," right, and it fails. All right, so. Right down to the characters being on the same sides of the frame. Palpatine and Rey are facing off. He's shooting the lightning. She's blocking it with a lightsaber. And he says, "I am all the Sith." And she's like, "And I am all the Jedi." And she holds up a second lightsaber and is able to block the lightning back at him and like kill him. But it's like, as soon as I saw that in the theater, it was like, you literally couldn't come up with anything else. You literally had to rip off Avengers Endgame. Like I said, right down to the characters being on the same sides of the frame. Palpatine was on the left side of the frame, so was Thanos. Rey was on the right side of the frame, so was Tony. The exact same sides of the frame.
By the way, I thought that was so weird for two reasons. Like the ending was so weird for two reasons. One, why couldn't Palpatine stop? Like his lightning, was Rey throwing lightning back at him or what? Or and two,
Yeah, exactly. Why didn't he stop? Like,
why didn't he stop? He could have stopped. Like I mean, like it's similar to what happened to him back then with. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna butcher the name. Gosh, oh man, Nathan, I'm sorry. It's with the purple lightsaber. That character.
Oh, with
Like, he
Samuel
was-
L. Jackson?
Yeah, like how he threw back like the electricity back at his face, and then he didn't stop himself from like zapping himself. Like it wasn't working. Like why couldn't he learn this the first time? I don't know.
Yeah.
And then secondly, it was weird how Rey kissed, like
Ben.
Ben. Like it was like, are we to believe there was some sexual attraction this entire time? Because that's an abusive relationship. Man.
Wait, hold up. Hold up. There was a kiss between.
Yeah, at the
Ben
really at
and
the end,
Rey?
Yep.
and then Ben. Sorry to spoil this, Josh.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
actual
Josh,
fuck?
listen to this, okay?
And then he dies.
Rey actually dies, like, destroying Palpatine. She falls to the ground. She's, like, dead. Ben comes back up, and he's, like, in pain and all that because he was literally thrown down a chasm. And he comes back up. He sees that she's, like, dead. He holds her, literally hugs her, and I gotta give credit at least to Adam Driver's acting because he was, like, the one person that tried to save this movie. Who actually put in the effort with his acting, right? So credit's due. And then he uses the Force to heal her. She sees that he saved her, and then she kisses him, and then he smiles, and then he falls over dead.
He freaking dies. Just bam.
He dies.
The way that he died, it was kind of funny to me because it was just a kiss and then dead. Like it was just like a split second, dead. So like.
Well, watch the clip on YouTube.
Oh,
It's just
What? Okay. There was no build. Okay. Can I just. Hold up. I got questions. One. How the fuck was there build up between those two?
It was.
There isn't any sexual attraction. Like, okay, unless somehow there was, like, in the last film, because there wasn't any build-up from the first two at
Josh.
all, and then all of a sudden
Josh,
they just throw
the
in a
entire
kiss.
movie. I hate you. I hate you too.
What?
I hate you. I hate you too. I hate you. That's it. So that's how it went.
no, not really. It was like I hate you too. I hate you too. You stabbed me. I'm gonna heal you, and then I'm gonna leave. And then like, oh, I need to go save you. You saved me. Kiss. Dead. Like,
Oh my god! Like, whoever's in charge in the character development, the character development department or the storytelling, I would like a word with them. And I'm not even a Star Wars fan, but that's
you can
just horrible.
you can
I'm
thank
sorry.
J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio for that. If you don't know who Chris Terrio is, well, Justice League and Batman v Superman.
Whoa.
Oh,
Nice. Good job.
Yeah, and you know what? I should have seen it
Yeah.
coming because as soon as I heard that Chris Terrio was gonna be a writer on The Rise of Skywalker, I'm like, oh boy, I can only imagine how this is gonna turn out because of how badly Justice League and Batman v Superman had turned out for fan reception.
Man,
I'm like,
man.
Great. But you know what? I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I shouldn't have.
Oh my god. Well, it was just funny. Okay, Nathan, can I ask you something?
Yep.
There's something that really, really I don't understand. So Ben and Rey were connected by the end of the movie. They were battling, right? And
Yep.
we got to see Ben fight the Knights of Ren, right?
Yep.
So, by the way, I feel like that was such an anticlimactic thing. I wish they were more badass. Just saying. But it was just
Everybody does.
Yeah, but the one thing I don't understand is Rey like puts her lightsaber to the back of her, kind of drops it, and then Ben pulls it out of his back when he's somewhere else. Is it like, how does that make sense? I don't understand. Is it through the Force?
It had been, yeah, it was through the Force. They had established like a transfer of objects through the Force earlier in the film.
Oh, okay, okay. I see.
It was going off of what they were doing in The Last Jedi, where they were like showing up in each other's locations without actually being there. So, the idea did have merit to it. It wasn't just pulled out of their asses, which, I mean, a lot of things were pulled out of their asses. But
literally,
yeah.
metaphorically.
But like, it feels like it would. It almost feels like that kiss was put in there just to appease the Reylo community, which I gotta say, the Reylo community is very cringy because I don't know if you guys heard, but there are some like really desperate members of the Reylo community that wanted so badly for Rey and Kylo Ren to be together
Okay.
that they were sending harassing messages to like message
Wow.
boards that were harassing messages that were threatening Adam Driver and his real life wife,
What?
trying to get them to separate so that Adam could get together with Daisy Ridley.
Woo.
Yeah. That's how desperate.
That's
it is.
fucked, yeah.
Like, and Adam, like, he values his privacy, right? He has no social media of any kind, no accounts, anything like that. Like, imagine how that feels, where he's like, he can't have any privacy, and he's got people threatening him over the fact that he's married to someone else. It's like, bro,
Like we're
Yeah, that's just not cool.
and he has a kid too. He has a kid.
look, we're gonna.
So
I
it's
think,
like,
yeah, we're gonna say this now and for forever, guys. Like the characters, the actors are not the characters, and then the
No.
creative team are going to do what they feel is right, and then and otherwise we're gonna get stuff like what we got, and it felt forced. You know, it felt like we're gonna get. I think okay. What do you guys think? Honestly, at this point, as fans, there's times that you want to get something done or you want to request something from the studio, but like there comes a point that you can't harass the studio so badly that it's just gonna go right for you. Like this is not gonna be a Sonic the Hedgehog situation where you harass the studio to change the look of Sonic.
At least it's for at least it's a good reason though. Come on.
Yeah, at least it's a good reason. But
to
like,
be completely fair to you, yeah, I agree in that scenario because that design of Sonic was terrible.
horrendous.
It did not look like the character. It did not look like
No.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
No, Sonic looked like he was snorking up cocaine before he left the Green Hill Zone.
Big time. He did a huge line like around the Earth that he was on, or around the planet he was on, and then went
Yeah,
on
just
on
go in
his
and be
journey.
like,
So, like one big sniff all across the Earth.
Oh, jeez.
Anyways, but you see what I'm saying? It's exactly that. Like, but now we have two examples. Now that I'm sure there's even more. That it was the fans harassing DC to get Zack Snyder's cut open, and we got it. But now they're threatening them to do more, and now you're
Which
telling
isn't
me,
right.
Nathan, which isn't right. And then now you're telling me, Nathan, about how they threaten Adam Driver
And Daisy
to the point-
Ridley.
to the point
Like
that I'm
wanting
sure,
them to get together just because they're mad at Disney and Lucasfilm for not having Rey
Yeah.
and Kylo Ren get together. And it's like you
Yeah.
said, the actors are not the characters, okay? You can be disappointed about what happened in the story. I'm disappointed about what happened in the story for other reasons. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I ultimately was like I even called it like before the movie. It's like, you know what? He's gonna die. I figured he was gonna die. There was nothing else. There was no way that they could end it without him dying in some way. It's like
exactly
they're not
because
going to get together. But it's like
yeah,
the
there was no
actors are not the
redemption.
character. The actors are not the characters. So it's like, what would the actors being together do for
And I'm
you?
sorry, I'd like to
Nothing.
interject by saying that, like, when I saw the Return of the Last Jedi, when
Yep.
like if you're describing that last kiss with Rey and Adam being terrible and made no sense, I thought the one with like Finn and what's that girl's name? That like Rose? Yeah,
Rose.
like I thought that kiss was completely pointless. Because it's like because
It
again,
was.
there was no development, there was no build up, and I'm like, you can't have a romantic storyline if there is no build up at all. Because then it makes fans go confused being like, what the or no connection at least. Because with her, like I don't think she interacted with Finn in that capacity anyways. It's
Yeah,
just weird.
right. Uh, anyways, we're gonna I like whoever is like whatever fans listen to us, like we're probably gonna say that for now and forever. Like it's just it's always gonna be like that. Because I mean we love the shows and the movies that we enjoy, you know, and so and put and we have an advantage, I guess, in a way that I think we went to school in a sense that we got to learn that the media is not real, right? Sometimes, so and it's sometimes it has to be faked to in order to tell a story that fits. So, but it's all fun. It's all fun, right? It's supposed to be.
It's all fun and games until the CEO intervenes onto the film sets.
By the way, I wanted to ask you guys. Um, so have you guys heard of what was it? The Army of the Dead, the
uh,
new Netflix show or
I heard
movie? I
of
mean,
it, yeah.
well, it's guess who's directed that movie?
Joss Whedon.
No, Zack Schneider.
Oh, okay.
Zack Schneider has made a deal with Netflix to make that movie, and apparently it's going to be, I think, a TV show too. To understand the universe there, I have to watch the movie. Apparently, it's pretty good. But I had to ask you guys. There's this question in the air that Netflix has bought not the rights, but borrowed, has rented these DC characters before. And there's been this question in the air that I saw from another YouTuber. What do you think if Netflix rents or asks for like the ownership of Zack Snyder's DC universe to be moved on to Netflix and to be made for 1 and 2, or I mean 2 and 3? What do
I'm
you think
perfectly
about
okay with that because Netflix sees Zack Snyder's vision, and and they're like, you know what? After the Justice League director cut, shake my hand, and you can feel free to explore your story the way how you want it, and not have Warner Brothers literally choking down the back of your neck.
Because clearly DC doesn't want to. I mean, Warner Bros. Doesn't want to do it, but I mean, Netflix is no stranger to getting DC movies and TV shows onto their on their
And
streaming
sharing the
service.
rights, right? So
Yeah.
yeah,
So
I could see it working.
and like I mean, there's a better relationship with Netflix and Zack Schneider and not anymore Warner Brothers, right? Because I mean, he's been there for 10 years, I think he said, with making Watchmen and other movies and other franchises. So, but I think it is time for him to move on. And I mean, the poor director has gone through hell, you know. So,
Yeah.
Oh, fun fact.
mm,
Did you know that like with the Justice League Zack Snyder trailer, when they played the Hallelujah song, that is the exact same song that they used for the Watchmen trailer.
no way.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
And like
cool.
when I was scrolling through the comics of the trailer, being like, this was the exact song that was for Watchmen.
You know, looking at that movie, I look at it as like that's a final goodbye. Like that's the final goodbye to say goodbye Warner Brothers and goodbye to the fans. I won't be making more because, and it makes me sad, but it also makes me, you know, have immense respect for Zack Schneider because he deserves to move on and have something healthy for
I
once
fully agree.
as a creator.
Mhm.
You know,
Was just gonna say that Warner Brothers is no stranger to reusing music in trailers and stuff like that. If you guys remember Man of Steel,
Yeah.
yeah.
yep, one of the trailers for that, the music used was the music track that played in the Fellowship of the Ring when Gandalf fell.
Oh.
Really?
Yep. Yep, it was the same music track.
Dang, okay.
Just a
All
cool,
right.
kind of a weird, but it's also ironic in that sense because I remember the line that the Gandalf had right before he fell. He says, "Fly, you fools," and then he falls to his death. Right, so it's like. Did they put that in there because he says "fly, you fools" and Superman flies?
Maybe.
Is this a conspiracy?
Is it a conspiracy? Did they plan that out? We don't know.
Gandalf is Superman confirmed.
Oh, Jesus. Only time will tell if that was planned.
um,
Well, thanks for listening to guys. Honestly, it's been always a pleasure. Like, comment down below, join the conversation because we will not be here without you, and and we want to hear what you think, because we can expand also towards other podcasts and what you say. Everything that you guys think, we're gonna probably share as well. Everything we try to grab in the community from social media, from what the audience is saying, because we just want to be a part of it, So
yeah.
comment down below, like below, ring that bell, subscribe if you haven't, man. We see you guys, subscribe, join us, join the Legion. So
With all that said, I'm Nathan,
I'm Jose.
And I'm Josh.
and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
See ya.